NSJT. No secrets, just truth. My name is Jazrel and I became a poet because there was so much noise out there. This generation call them haters. I call them anti-lovers, non-dreamers, and I'm a daydreamer. I believe in creating the world around you, shaping it, molding it by the words and the deeds that you do. I began to write poetry when I was 16. I had so much going on in my life that it was hard for me to actually express it. And I began to say that was more written than spoken because I would not talk about certain things. It just wasn't comfortable for me. I was abused for most of my life and I didn't have a voice. I was one of the voiceless. And I watched so many people who knew what was going on with me be silent and just stand back and watch and never stood their ground and protect me or my sister. So, I was 16 years old and it dawned on me, he who did not create you cannot destroy you. And that became a powerful statement to me. And NSJT was born, No Secrets, Just Truth, because most of my life had been lied to about my father and so many different things. And I watched the adults around me believe that they were good at hiding the truth of who they were. Like the children couldn't see them for themselves. And I watched so many young girls not understand how a relationship should be, how they should be courted, how poetry was important, how flowers was important, how the first date is the most amazing thing that's supposed to happen, the first kiss. And I was shocked. I lived in a low income neighborhood, but I didn't consider myself, greater, better than anybody. I just lived inside my own bubble. And my own bubble became my own world, and it became my own sense of safety, and it became a kingdom to me. And yeah, I've been long since on a journey to find a queen that could, have the imagination and the ability to see things the way I see them. I defend the truth. NSJT means no secrets, just truth. I'm big on love. Even simple gestures to me requires rewards because that person is given up a breath, a moment, a second, an hour, a day of the time to be there for you. They deserve something, whether it's a thank you or, a gift or whatever it may be. And, I've had many doubters say that I live in a fantasy world, and I would say yes. I'm a dreamer. I'm a daydreamer. I dream at night. I'm constantly dreaming. And my poetry reflects that dream. And I'm proud to say that my poetry has always been about love. And it hasn't been about anything else. And, because I believe in that fairy tale love story. I believe in love at first sight. And, yes, of course, you're going to make mistakes. Yes, of course, promises are going to be broken. And I try not to promise anything that I can't deliver. I can't promise you the next moment of life because I don't know if I'll have the next moment of life. So for me, I live by a standard that's completely different. But I write poetry, like I said, because of the noise that was out there and still out there, because of the anti-lovers, those who really don't believe in love and pretend that they do. And the guys who secretly out here just scheming, trying to jump in, women's pants, and it's about counting the numbers of how many people you've been with. And if you got to find this girl and, I was with her, but yet you didn't treat her like a queen or a princess, and, I have two nieces and I want them to grow up in a world where they believe in fairy tale love, where they will wait for fairy tale love to happen to them and not feel like they just have to settle. You never settle. Anybody who want to Lex, they don't settle for a neon. They wait for the Lex. They save up their money and get the Lex. And those people who settle for the neon are the ones that's griping about the neon and how it's breaking down and how they didn't like it, but they got it to get from point A to point B. You can't do that in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that in love. And I think I've been an outspoken critic of how people deal with their relationships and act in their relationships. And I think it's made me a stronger and better man for that.